Hello and welcome to another cross on the map. We're pretty excited this morning as we are about to head out and actually go shopping for our new caravan. I'm pretty sure I've narrowed it down to a few that I think would work with what we can tow and what we need for our family, which is the two of us and our two puppies. But basically I need Andie to come along and make sure she's happy with what we're choosing.
And give the seal of approval.
Yeah.
Look at all the creature comforts. The colours, very important.
Yes, very important. And so basically we're going to go Adelaide RV now, meet up with Jeb. He's going to show us through everything that he has on a lot that would work with what we're towing and what we're doing. So, all right, off we go. Let's have a look.
Let's do it.
Yep.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm Jeb.
Jeb, nice to meet you. I'm Andie.
How can I help?
We're just wanting to have a look at some vans today. I think Simon's chosen what he's looking for, but
Okay.
my seal of approval.
Yes, most certainly. Most certainly. Let me grab a pamphlet. Just pop over here.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is a really good starting point. I'll obviously ask you a few questions when we get out in the yard, but what we'll do is we'll take this little brochure with us. So what we do here is we have Supreme, Leader and Goldstream caravans. Okay. Goldstream, we tend to build more camper trailers and pop tops. So they're like the wind up ones with the canvas, and
Yep.
you're more thinking caravan. That's what you said at the start?
Yes.
Cool. So what we've got is we've got our Leader range, which is our family range. That's all with bunks. And then we have our Supreme range that we tend to stock more for just a two-berth van.
Okay.
So is there any little kitties or any fur babies that might be coming along with you?
Absolutely. 2 fur babies.
2 fur babies, fantastic. Well, what we'll do, I've got a heap of bunk vans. I'll grab the Leader brochure as well. Okay, so that is this one here. What we'll do is we'll take these 2 out. We've got some bunk vans. I'll also show you into some 2-people vans. We'll head out in the yard and we'll see if we can find something for you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Cool. So do you know what exactly Simon's going to be towing with? Has he got a vehicle in mind?
He does. We currently have a Mitsubishi Triton.
And that's what you're planning on towing the van with?
That's exactly the one.
Fantastic. All right, no dramas. Now, the reason I asked that question is obviously there's set weight limits on different vans, so what you can and can't tow with different vehicles. So it's our responsibility here at Adelaide RV to make sure that what we're showing you can actually legally tow. So many people out there that just have these utes that aren't fitted up to be able to do that, and huge big caravans behind them, and they're just not legal. So
something
we
I
need
did not consider.
Yeah, so something we need to make sure that what we're showing you can tow. With the Triton, we do have a lesser capacity in the Mitsubishi Triton, so what I'll show you today is more on the smaller scale. But from what you were saying earlier, that's probably where you're thinking of going. And you don't want anything too big?
No.
No, cool. So let's stick our head in here, all right? This one is sold, okay, but I do have a lot of stock coming through. So one thing I haven't asked you as of yet is, when do you need a caravan by? Is this something you're wanting to like pick up and go straight away? You're looking to potentially order something? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, look, Simon is very keen to hit the road sooner rather than later. We're thinking in the next 4 weeks.
Next 4 weeks, cool, awesome. Well, good news is, not this particular one, but I do have stock available, okay, that we can get you straight in, which I'll show you. Other way, we kind of got to stick with the colours that are here.
Okay.
All right, so in that time frame, it takes us longer than that to build the caravan. And then obviously we have waiting times as well. Now, here at Adelaide RV, we do order a heap of stock coming through. So I can get you something, you know, with your own custom colour choices within the next kind of 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting 4 to 6 weeks, we've probably got to find something in the yard. So we'll kind of stick to what is in stock and what we can kind of see here. And then we can do certain customisations here, different fit outs. But we'll get to that a little bit later. But I'll just turn this radio down so we can hear ourselves, and I'll show you in this bunk van. Okay, so this caravan that we're in at the moment is a Leader. As I said when we were in the office, the Leader caravans we tend to build more in a family variant. So you'll see the bunks there for real babies or fur babies. What sort of dogs
Not sure
have you?
how the fur babies are
Not sure
getting
how they'll
up
get
here.
up there. Don't think we'll quite be able to lift them up.
Maybe this one.
Maybe
Maybe
this
this one.
one.
We've got Bruce, the Aussie Shepherd. He would love that space. And we've got Willow, the miniature Schnauzer. So, look, they'll definitely be coming on every single trip that we take.
Cool.
I don't know that we need bunks for them.
Yes.
I think there'll be plenty of space around here
Around
for their
into here.
beds, and you know what? They'll probably end up back up on there with us.
Yeah, in mum and dad's bed. Mum and dad's. So we do triple bunks. Okay, so with this one here is a double bunk. When we do triple bunks, the bottom bunk is on the floor.
Right.
So that may be an option that you can look at, so they're not physically having to jump up in there.
Yes.
It's actually so the mattress is basically at floor level. Okay, so I can show you into that before you completely rule out the bunks.
But then we do have the possibility of others wanting to come with us.
Okay.
And you know
that's
what?
a no-no?
Look, in the caravan, it's our safe space.
Yes.
Simon and I to get away, take the fur kids with us, get off the grid.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
You're thinking maybe no for the bunks. What I'll do is I'll jump you back into one of our smaller 18-foot Supreme. So this is a leader, and as I said before, the leader we build with the bunks. I'll take you now into a Supreme, which the Supremes we tend to build with just for 2-berth. Okay, so we just have the normal ensuite, lounge, kitchen, and obviously our main bed at the front.
I really do like this bench top.
Love the timber? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. Well, good news is this one's sold, so you can't have this one anyway. We'll
Okay.
find you another one with
That's
timber.
all right.
Let's
I
go.
am committed to the cause. My perfect van is out there.
Yes, most definitely. Okay, so what we have in behind us here, Andy, is our 18-foot single axle. Now this has been fitted with independent suspension. Now I know I might be talking a different language to you right now, but basically,
You lost me.
yeah, I lost you. Okay, so do you think you guys are going to be doing heaps of off-road work, like going off the bitumen, you know,
Look, we're
heavy
not going
corrugations?
into the mountains.
Yeah,
But the beach, absolutely.
the beach, you beach fans?
Yes,
Love the beach?
absolutely.
All
We'll
right.
be doing a lot of coastal driving.
Cool. So what about free camping? Are you the guys, like obviously you said before, that you prefer to just disconnect? Are you the guys that prefer to go to caravan parks, or do you like to just pull up wherever you can? That's the one.
We don't have kids. We don't
Yes.
want to go to a caravan park and be
Yes.
surrounded by other people.
Fantastic. So we'll find you something that is self-contained,
Yep.
but not necessarily full off-road.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
Cool. So I'm going to take you into this. This is our classic Tourer 18-foot. This is semi-off-road. Okay, well, what semi-off-road means is it's great for beaches. Okay, it is great for national parks. It's going to do the gravel roads and dirt roads into certain destinations without anything falling off or things coming loose or anything like that on the rougher roads.
And we can still tow it with the Triton.
And you can still tow it with the Triton. Because we're staying back in that smaller range, this one is a single axle. Okay, so what that means, it has one wheel each side. Okay, so 2 wheels in total.
Yeah.
Again, I know I'm talking a different language here. It will all make sense kind of as we go through. So the single axle can become sometimes a little bit more difficult to tow. Okay, so has Simon towed much before?
Simon hasn't.
Yes.
And well, not much.
Not much.
And I haven't towed anything ever.
Okay.
So,
Yep. Are you doing the driving?
look, I'm more of the snack person in the
Okay.
front seat.
Yeah.
But on the off
Yeah.
chance that I do have to tow, I want to make sure it's,
That you can.
that
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. So you're responsible for the snacks and the wine drinking, and then
exactly
Simon's your
right.
designated driver.
That's it.
How good. How good. All right, let's jump inside.
And this now, we
This
did
is a
the leader,
Supreme.
and we're doing the
We're
Supreme.
doing this. Yep. So
Got it.
Yep. So again, when we go back into more 2-berth, what we call 2-berth caravans, so suited just for 2 people, and fur babies can go on the floor, of course. One of the biggest advantages that you get is the fact of a separate shower and a separate toilet.
Oh.
So I know we didn't spend a great deal of time in the bunk vans because we kind of ruled them out straight away.
Yeah.
We want to go back to a 2-berth van, but a lot of the smaller bunk vans have a combined shower and toilet. And what that means is
no,
you've
thank
kind of
you.
got the shower and the toilet in the one little room.
Yeah,
When we
not
jump
for
in
us.
here, basically the back third of this caravan is a separate shower, separate toilet, full ensuite, so you can actually, shower in peace, go to the toilet in peace, have somewhere to actually get changed, a mirror in there so you can be doing your hair, doing your makeup, that sort of stuff. So we'll jump into here. This is 18-foot single axle. So this is a little bit tighter to get around where the bed is there. Okay, so again, we need to be careful with how big we actually go because we want to make sure that it's still comfortable for Simon and yourself to tow if you do need to tow it. But we need to obviously stay within a weight range as well because we do have that limitation of the Triton. Okay, so as wonderful as it would be for me to show you up into our 20-footers and our 21-footers, I really think we need to stay somewhere between that 18 to 19 feet range to actually get obviously the best bang for buck, but then still be able to tow it and get it into those kind of harder to get to places.
So we can go a smaller van now, and when I convince Simon to upgrade the car,
yes,
we can come back and do that training.
Most definitely, most definitely. So if we've got something that can tow 3.5 ton, okay, which is more of like your Toyota Land Cruisers and those sort of vehicles, then we can jump you up into the bigger off-road things. And who knows, once you start to travel around a little bit, you get down to your beaches and Indian national parks and do some free camping, you might get a little bit more adventurous and maybe want to head a little bit more into the middle of the country. Australia's got some amazing places.
And we've got a bathroom too. So whilst we will be free camping, toilet and shower, absolutely amazing.
So how that runs is you do not need power at all inside of this caravan. So like a plug-in power, you don't need 240 volt power to run anything apart from your air conditioner, okay, which is up on the roof, and your microwave, okay, and of course any of your normal power points. Okay, so this has what we call a 12 volt system inside of it. So that's a battery system.
You've definitely lost me again.
I've lost you. So the most important thing to put that into terms that are going to make sense is you're going to come into here, you're going to flick the switch on, and the 12 volt system will kick into gear, and it's going to run all of your lights. It's going to run the water pump. Your hot water system is going to operate. So basically this is a self-contained caravan. Okay, so you can do pretty well anywhere you really want to go. You don't have to go to caravan parks and plug into power to be able to use this van. So you can use everything in here, the lights, the fridge, the sink, the stove, the toilet and the shower, along with our radio system that we were talking about before. We can use all of that without the need for 240 volt power.
Right.
Okay.
Amazing.
Amazing, yeah. So we put 2 big solar panels on the roof.
And that's standard?
It's standard inside of this range. So all the features that I'm discussing with you now are all standard in the Supreme Classic Tourer. That's in the little brochure you've got on top there at the moment. Okay, and what we do have a few really common upgrades that I will suggest to yourself and Simon, as we go along through the process, that just may make life a little bit more convenient when you're out on the road.
And you can do those upgrades within the next 4 weeks.
We can do those upgrades within the next 4 weeks. My service manager, Brad, may not like me, okay, but if I give him a nice smile, I reckon he might just say yes.
I think service manager Brad will be fine.
Service manager Brad will be fine.
Fantastic.
So what do we think about this size? Is it a little bit small, or do you think it's going to be okay?
I'm hesitant. I really like it. I love the timber, which we have spoken about. I love that it has the separate shower and toilet.
Yep.
That's right on point. Interestingly, the conversation about the single axle has made me a bit nervous about this van.
Yep, fantastic. Yep. So we do, obviously, when we go into any larger than 18 feet, we need to go to a tandem axle. Now what tandem means is 2, okay, so that is, or dual, depending on who you're talking with. So it's 4 wheels in total, 2 on each side.
Right.
Okay, now what happens when you have a tandem axle caravan or 2 wheels on each side is the van is much more stable on the ground. So feel in this van, it's kind of rocking around a little bit. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
You get a little bit of a movement inside of the van. It's because it's just on a single axle and we don't have our stabilizer legs down.
Okay.
Okay, so on all 4 corners, there's like this little leg. Again, don't worry, if we do decide and find your perfect van, we will go through a full instructional handover with you.
Amazing.
Okay, so it will teach you for 2 to 3 hours how to use everything in the van. So please don't worry, we're going to get to that. But just for now, it's more so knowing that a tandem axle van is going to be more stable than a single axle caravan. Okay.
Right. Can we look at one of those?
We most certainly can.
Let's do it.
So this one that we're going to show you is a tandem axle. Okay, so it still has all, so remember before I was saying about the 2 wheels each side?
Got it.
So it's going to be more of that layout there. All right, so this is the layout. So I'll jump inside in a moment. But just before we jump inside, I know you've mentioned a number of times about your timber bench top. What do you think about the dark outside?
I love this.
You love the dark outside.
All black everything.
What colour's your car?
Black.
It's black.
Yes.
Oh, well that'll look awesome behind it.
So yeah, this definitely ticks the box from an external
point of view.
Aesthetic perspective, which of course is more what I'm
what you're interested in
than the tandem situation.
Yes.
But
But you want Simon to be safe when he's towing it, right?
I do, yes. So these are the important things. I look at how good looking stuff is.
Yes.
And he
I can tell that by Simon. He's a beautiful looking man.
Isn't he? And he wants to know about the safety features and the storage and all of the, more functional aspects of the van.
Cool, fantastic. All right, so we can chat to Simon about that, okay? But obviously for yourself, one of the biggest things I'm going to let you know right now is you told me that we need it in 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. You told me we need to sweet talk our service manager, Brad. We've kind of established that you want a tandem axle van. Good news is, when we jump in here, if it ticks all the boxes, this is one of the only vans I have in this size that is available. So that was why my first question was, what do you think of the black? Because you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it.
Yes, very polarising, I imagine.
Yes. So, if it's a love, okay, if it's a love-love relationship, that's a tick. Now, what a lot of people kind of fear when they're looking at dark caravans is they're going to get hotter, okay, in the heat. But what we do with our Supreme caravans is we actually put a white roof on them.
Oh.
All right, so if we were to jump up on a ladder or be looking at it from a 2-story building, it's got a white roof, okay, which means that obviously that's where the sun is penetrating through, so we don't find the inside of these caravans heating up like a typical darker caravan would. They stay around about within 1 to 2 degrees of a normal white caravan, but you haven't got that standard white caravan like everyone else has got. You've got something here that looks amazing.
And of course it's got the solar panels on the roof too.
Yes, so all of our Supreme Classic Tourers in the little pamphlet that I was showing you here and what we're going through in the single axle one, all our standard features are the same. It's just the layout that changes.
Right.
So when we go a Classic Tourer, which is the name of this one here, okay, when we go a Classic Tourer, the standard features are all identical, and then we just grow in length and the layouts internally slightly change. Okay, so features of this one, 2 big solar panels on the roof and 2 batteries. That's going to keep them lights on and keep things running for longer periods of time. So you said you like to escape.
Yes.
All right, you're going to be able to escape for around about 5 to 7 days.
Having said that, I also work remotely occasionally.
Yes.
Will my laptop be supported by the electronics in this van?
Great question. So if you do want to put anything 240 in, okay, we have 2 options. Option number 1 is that we get ourselves a little generator. I'm not sure if you've seen them at any of the camping shows or anything, but they're a little portable generator. We run with petrol and they start and they'll create 240 volt power.
Yep.
Plug them into the side of the caravan and they'll give you all of your electrics. But they are a little bit noisy, okay, and you need somewhere to put them and to carry them when you're going along. So you said Simon's got a ute, he may be able to put it in the back of the ute. Option number 2 is we put what we call an inverter. Okay, so what an inverter does, I know I'm starting to talk a different language, but it changes 12 volt into 240 volt.
Right.
Okay, now if you're only wanting to just charge the laptop, then we can put a small inverter in here, which just when you want to charge it, you can plug it into the small inverter and it will charge the laptop. Okay, that's on a small inverter. So like if you're wanting to do hair dryers and straighteners and toasters and kettles, I'd go more to a generator.
Kettle.
Yeah. Don't forget we got a gas cooktop.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
Did Nan ever have one of them whistling pots that she put on the? Yes.
See, this is where we go back to the golden oldies age of
Yes,
caravan.
it is, and this is the disconnect part. All right, this is the real disconnect part. We've got so many other ways that we can still live whilst caravanning as well, which is super, super cool. But let's jump inside and have a look. The outside features we can see. These roll-out awnings, they are standard on every one of our caravans. So they're going to come out, again I'm talking imperial, but 8 feet off the side of the caravan, or 2.4 metres.
Okay.
It's going to give you a nice good shade over the top of your head, and you'll find you'll do most of your entertaining outside. Okay, so a nice picnic table here for your wine, your nibblies, that sort of stuff. So we've got heaps of outside features.
Gets the Mersey Valley up and away from Bruce Height.
There you go.
Which is very important.
But one of the most important things, especially for today, we need to find the right layout for you. So I can talk all features until the cows come home, but unless we find the right combination of internal colours with that timber bench top, external colours, something in stock, and a layout that suits you, we've got time. Time isn't on our side here. We've got some time pressures. We've got 4 to 6 weeks. So let's jump inside. We'll see what you think of this layout. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned is this is one of our only vans that actually has a full floor-to-ceiling pantry. I'm not sure if you love your cooking.
Look, no.
You don't love your cooking? That's for snacks. Dips, biscuits.
Yes, yep. Cheezels.
Maybe even, yeah, there you go.
You know, and wine.
And wine.
We've mentioned that.
After you.
Let's do it. This one seems way more spacious than the last one we were in, even though, what are we talking, 6 inches?
6 inches, that's it.
Makes a difference.
Yes, it's just 15 centimetres, that's all it is. But inside of a caravan, it makes a world of difference.
It really does. And that there is my pantry,
That
right?
is your pantry, yes. So floor to ceiling, okay, you've got these beautiful pull-out baskets. Okay, so if you are sitting here, you can get the nibblies even closer to you.
It's the important things. I love that you understand me.
That's it. Okay, so you look incredibly comfortable sitting there. All right, this is what we call our cafe-style seating. Right. Okay, which means that the seats are opposite one another, and the table that you have your arm resting on actually folds out. So if you stay where you are, if you don't mind, I'm just going to go voila.
Amazing.
Amazing. Okay.
I like that it folds back because it gives the illusion of more space.
More space, yes. But when you are eating, especially if you do get some rather poor weather and you need to come inside, or if you just like to have your breakfast inside, at least you can do that here before you actually venture outside underneath your roll-out awning. Wonderful. So that folds back like so. All right, and we spoke earlier about charging points. You have our power and 240 volt power there, and obviously our 12 volt power. Now we've spoken a lot around obviously 12 volt and 240 volt. There will be times where we'll just go into a caravan park. You know, last weekend we went up to the Barossa and it was beautiful up there. But then there will also be times where you just want to go free camping. So it's important that we have both a combination of appliances that can handle off-grid, but then also appliances that are more suited and convenient to caravan parks. And we've done that really well inside of this van. It is only 6 inches longer, but it gives you so much more room in around the bed. Okay, it makes it easier to make the bed. All right, because again, I'm sure that Simon would be amazing at making beds.
Yeah, that will be his designated
That'll be his.
job.
All right, so you can actually get in around with plenty of room to make the bed. You've got nice, comfortable seating, and you have your kitchen over this side. Now these are all drawers. Okay. So there is a heap of storage in here. You've also got a cupboard there, all right, with more storage drawers underneath the sink. All of our vans, we put a full oven in them. I'm not sure, again, if you like to bake or do anything like that. You do like to bake. So we put a full oven as standard in all of our caravans. Now, as another use of space and to make things feel bigger, see this top?
Yes.
Okay, that lifts up like so.
Oh,
okay.
I wondered what you meant earlier about the gas cooktop.
Yes, then we lift this one up. Voila. Then we have 1 electric and 3 gas. Okay, and again, we can be doing our cooking in here when we're off-grid. We have 2 big gas cylinders on the front that you'll carry with you. They're both 9 kilo gas cylinders. They will last you for about 2 weeks off-grid. Okay, they'll be running the fridge, they'll be running the cooker, and they'll also be running your hot water system. So when you jump into your shower, which we can have a look at in a moment, you're going to have a nice warm shower.
Fantastic.
Now, how much gear are you going to take? Are you going to be taking a lot of stuff with you? Or are you going to be like, are you more... You know,
look, I don't mind just slumming it in the active wear, but we will have the dogs, and we'll need to make, you know, room for their beds and food and toys and look, to be honest, they're going to bring more stuff than we are.
You will. Okay, I've got some good news, because if I put my hand under here, this lifts up.
Amazing.
Okay.
That's where the wine goes.
That's where the wine goes. This is where the dog biscuits go. This is where anything that you need, just out of sight, out of mind, but you still need to take it. Okay, so it's a beautiful big storage area there. And we put the queen bed, this is a full inner spring mattress queen bed, on gas struts, so it's very easy to lift up and put back down.
And I don't need any different sized bedding.
No, so this is all queen.
Fitted queen.
Fitted queen.
Perfect.
Yeah. And down we go. Now, just a couple of more features before I ask you. The amazing question is, do you like this layout? We have pull-up, pull-down blinds. Okay, so see how easy that was? So when you're wanting to wind down at night, okay, you can simply just pull this straight up. We're not worrying about the old school curtains that are coming across. that are going to attract a lot of dust. Okay, and then down for our fly screen. And they just separate up like so for our window to open. So again, if you've got a beautiful day like we have today, you can just do that. And then like so, and you're going to get a beautiful cross breeze coming straight through.
Do you think I can get these windows at home?
No, no. You're in your home.
This is very true. Your home. I might start to like it better here.
That's it. That's it. So again, 18'6". I'm going to ask the question because it is in stock. What do you think of this layout?
Jeb, I think this one's my perfect match.
You think this is your perfect match? How good's that? How good's that? So basically what we do from now is if you think this is your perfect match and this is the best one you've seen so far, it is in stock. So it is available straight away. A couple of things that we need to go through before obviously we start to do a quote to work out exactly what this is going to cost to get you into this is any additional little things that we may need to add to it that will potentially be an additional cost that's going to be more comfortable off the beaten track. So we've put a bit of a pack together to make life easy.
Ah, amazing. Because okay? I don't know what I don't know.
You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what you need and what you don't need. So what we've done here is we've got a couple little packs, all right, and some suggestions. Now, please, this is not me selling to you. This is just suggestions. Yes, they cost money, but they're just suggestions, okay? What we can do in this van, aftermarket. So what aftermarket means is we fit it after the van's been built, which of course we have to.
You're doing the definition of all of your fancy words
now.
Fancy
words.
You.
Yeah, it is literally a different language in caravanning, but anything aftermarket means that we have to fit it here at the dealership.
Right.
Okay, because we need something in 4 to 6 weeks, we can't fit it when we build it. So all these other things have all been fitted when we built the van, okay? But we need to make sure that we can get it as close to what you want, but still have it in 4 weeks.
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a few things to do.
I like to throw out a challenge.
That's it. So we've got Sirocco fans. Just forget the word Sirocco and think fan, okay?
Right.
So Sirocco,
airflow.
Yes, just airflow. Okay,
Bring it.
So we put a couple of fans in here, okay, because remember earlier I said the air conditioner will only work if you're plugged in.
Yes.
Okay, so if you're wanting to disconnect, the fans will run on 12 volt. So you're going to get a good amount of airflow and you're going to not be in here hot and sticky, okay, when you're free camping and just using your 12 volt.
See, these are the comfort things that I care about.
Yes, so fans. So that's for the summer, for the hot times, all right, like today. But I'm going to assume you're going to travel in the winter as well. We know here in South Australia, especially if you go down south, it can get rather chilly.
I was just going to bring more blankets.
Yes, we do have an option for a diesel heater.
Ooh.
Yes, so again, it does run via diesel. We put a little tank at the front. I would assume Simon's car is probably diesel.
Yes,
so when we fill it up at the fuel station, he can obviously fuel that up as well. Now what we do is we'll put a little gauge, okay, on the side here. So you guys don't even have to get out of bed. You can turn it on, and before you get out, the entire caravan will be nice and toasty. Nice, toasty, and warm. One last suggestion that I suggest to everybody is stability control. Okay, what stability control is, it is a technology basically, and I know I'm talking a different language, and I do apologise. Basically, what it will do is it is fitted to the caravan, and it senses if the caravan becomes out of alignment with the car. So let's say something was to happen, heaven forbid, touch wood it doesn't, but something was to happen and the van started swaying behind the car. That can get quite scary, okay, when you're going down the highway at 95, 100 kilometres an hour and the van starts swaying behind you, especially if you don't have much experience in towing.
Yes.
We fit what we call electronic stability control. So it's electronic and it stabilises the van, okay. I call it a bit of a life insurance.
I was going to say, we love the safety features.
Yeah. So I would also suggest that we put electronic stability control on this caravan. It is something that I can order within 7 days and I can have here. It is made over in Melbourne. It's specifically designed exactly for your caravan. Okay, so we send them the lengths, the weights, everything, and it's all programmed in Melbourne. They ship it over and my order electrical team, they will fit that up here for you before you take it.
So we're not talking to Brad anymore. We don't have to butter him up a little bit.
No, so we've got to butter up Brad to get the van ready, and then we've got to butter up our electricians, but they're the easy ones.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Brad's the grumpy one.
I love the options, the safety features, the warmth, the fans. I'm nervous about the price.
Yes.
Can we walk through whether this even fits into our budget?
Most certainly we can. Most certainly. Of course, everyone has a budget. One thing I will say is that we are very, very price conscious here as well. There are a lot of caravans out there that are up, in the 90 and 95 and $100,000 mark, for something of this size. And I can tell you straight out, without me even doing too much, we're going to be somewhere between 80 and 85, including all of your features.
Including the features.
Including all of your features.
Music to my ears.
Keep in mind, we register it for you for 12 months.
Oh.
We're not like a car dealership where you negotiate the price and then they go plus. That annoys me as a buyer. I don't like that. So what we do is we do everything all inclusive. So it's literally you just jumping in your car and driving into the sunset. But if you like, we can jump into the office. I know I just spitballed a number at you. If you think that is kind of where you want to be, let's jump inside. I'll work it out exact for you, and then we can see what we can do.
Let's get the magic calculator out.
Let's do it. Sharpen the pencil.
We can tell Simon the good news that you've sold me on the caravanning life.
There we go. You'll love it.